Welcome back! And we are back with Khamzat Chimaev sends warning to Darren Till. Darren reacts. Tyron Woodley tattoo update. So, let's go! Khamzat Chimaev complimented Derek Brunson on his outstanding performance in the UFC Vegas 36 main event. If Darren Till, the other half of the main event, visits Sweden, Chimaev has volunteered to help him improve his wrestling abilities. Khamzat Chimaev competes at 185 pounds in his next bout, which is in the welterweight class. If he rises up again, Till and Brunson may be viable opponents for him. For the time being, Chimaev is entirely focused on his upcoming comeback to the octagon in October. In a welterweight bout set to take place in Abu Dhabi, he will meet Li Jingliang. Chimaev has been out of action for over a year and is now poised to return after fighting COVID-19 problems. At UFC Vegas 36, Till and Brunson faced off in a thrilling main event match. While Till was the better striker on the ground, Brunson was able to take him down numerous times during the battle. Brunson dominated his opponent with ground and pound for the majority of the opening 2 rounds. In the 3rd round, he managed to take Till down once more, and the British fighter had no chance of escaping this time. Till had no choice but to tap as Brunson locked in the rear naked choke. Following the victory, Derek Brunson chose to challenge Israel Adesanya, the defending middleweight champion. Since then, the last style bender has responded, quote-unquote, "Calm down, kid, you're still a jerk, son." On Twitter, Israel Adesanya expressed his thoughts. Derek Brunson and Israel Adesanya have previously fought once, and the result was not in Brunson's favor. In their middleweight bout in 2018, Adesanya knocked him out in the 1st round. Darren Till, the UFC middleweight champion, entered his main event fight against Derek Brunson with a ruptured ACL in his right knee. His head coach disclosed to ESPN on Wednesday. Till, 18, 4-1, tore his ACL fully 9 weeks before the fight, according to his head coach, Colin Heron. Despite doctors and Heron's advice, the 28-year-old chose to continue with the struggle for a number of reasons. In a grappling-heavy fight, Till was defeated by Brunson by submission in the 3rd round. Heron told ESPN, "It happened about 9 weeks out, wrestling. We had everything scanned and thoroughly examined. The results showed that the ACL was totally torn. So he's out, right? That was my and the physician's advice. Rest. You can't just sit there and do nothing. Surgery is required. There'll be no running, rapid movement, or collision. Can we give it 2 weeks and see if I can start jogging, hitting pads?" Darren, being Darren, replied, "No, not really." I responded, "A ruptured ACL does not heal on its own. You're talking about surgery and 6 months of rehab on your own." But as he always does, he'll talk me into it before you know it. And then there's only one thing for me to do. Back him up no matter what he decides. I'll have to stick with him if he doesn't listen to my advice. I'm not going to be able to disown him. We did the best we could with what we had. Till, who hails from Liverpool, England, is still in Las Vegas, where he fought Brunson. He'll get a scan on Wednesday to see if he sustained any further injury to either knee during the battle. Till will have surgery as soon as they are able to, according to Heron, who expects Till to have the knee repaired as soon as they're able to. Till has not fought since October 2020 prior to Saturday's fight. During a unanimous decision loss against Robert Whittaker, he injured his right knee. In April, Till was forced to withdraw from his scheduled fight against Marvin Vettori due to a fractured collarbone. You can't fault him for his bravery, you can only fault him for his judgment. The risky bet that didn't pay off, Heron added. This was influenced by a number of factors. He hadn't fought in quite some time, and then before we knew it, a card had been constructed around him. It was rumored that it would be held in London, and that if Till was not present in the main event, there would be no card at all. On that card, he had teammates who wanted to fight. That's a lot of weight on your shoulders. He's one of those people who says, "F it," and then walks away. Let's get started. Till's return is yet to be decided. The healing time for a ruptured ACL is generally between 9 and 12 months. And was the Jake Paul show in combat sports over Sunday? In the aftermath of his split decision win against Tyron Woodley, Paul took a leaf from Conor McGregor's playbook and tweeted that he was now a retired boxer. Of course, given how aggressively Woodley has pushed for a rematch in the 24 hours since the fight ended, Paul might simply be trolling. McGregor has previously used similar techniques to gain attention, mostly memorable tweeting in April 2016 that he had decided to retire young and causing a little controversy on social media. That might have been the cause with Paul on Monday, given his follow-up tweet, which was aimed at Woodley and included a set of tattoo guidelines to fulfill the pair's ongoing bet. Tyron's tattoo rules are as follows. 1. At least 1 3x2 inches. 2. Can't get it covered. 3. Permanent. 4. You must make a social media post. 5. Must be visible when wearing shorts and a shirt. Tyron Woodley has given an update on his tattoo, which he received after losing to Jake Paul in a boxing bout. In the build-up to the bout, Paul and Woodley made a wager that whoever lost would receive a tattoo reading, "I love Jake Paul" or "I love Tyron Woodley." However, when Paul won by split decision, Woodley made a new wager that if Paul consented to a rematch, he would receive the tattoo. There has been no mention of the rematch or Woodley's tattoo since they agreed to a rematch in the ring. He did say, though, that he has been attempting to contact Paul's manager regarding a rematch. In a recent Instagram Live, Woodley revealed, quote-unquote, "We called his management, we called him. I suppose someone simply came up to him and said, 'Man, just grab it and run. Man, you didn't win the fight. You won, but don't effing get back in there with him,' they added. Because I'm the sort of mother effer who, if you give me another chance to fight you and break you down, it'll be a problem." In terms of the tattoo, Woodley claims that a fresh bet placed in the ring won out over the lost bet. He says he'll keep his word and get the tattoo if the rematch happens, but he won't get it until he receives the paperwork for the rematch. The original bet in that tattoo situation was that the loser would receive the tattoo, Woodley said. A new bet was placed in the ring, which, in my judgment, superseded the prior bet. We can run it back if you get the tattoo, according to the bet. We both shook hands and said, "Bet," said that's a wager I'm attempting to make. And the rematch must go place. Of sure, if we obtain the papers. You mother effers have some bitch tattoos all over your bodies. Hella dumb. Nobody on this planet would tell me they would never do it for a good bag. Jake's Paul decision on whether or not to fight Woodley again is still up in the air. If he doesn't, it's doubtful that Woodley will get the tattoo. Do you want to see a rematch between Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley? Whatever follows will surely come to you as a surprise, but we'll make sure to be the first ones to deliver it to you. Stay tuned to know more. Until then, stay safe. Before you leave, make sure that you share, subscribe, and like the video. Bye!